What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for sticking with me through this time. I hope that this word today encourages you as much as it encouraged me. So today I wanted to give you just a brief encouragement because I was reading the final chapters of Luke yesterday and something just stuck out to me like it never stuck out before. Now, we all know that life can get hard, right? I've been there recently where things going on outside of my control and seemingly inside of my control have been going wrong to the point of I've been overwhelmed, right? Have you ever been there where you've just seemingly been overwhelmed by the things that are happening around you and maybe the things that are happening inside you? Maybe your thought life is overwhelming you, right? And it can get us to the point of despair. I want to encourage you today that the very thing that's bringing you to the point of despair is the very thing that God is going to use to declare his goodness through your life. And I saw this in the final chapters of Luke yesterday. In Luke 23, it says after Jesus was taken down from the cross, that the women followed the men who were going to bury Jesus. And it says that they saw how the body was laid out. They saw how the body was buried. They saw what the tomb looked like. They saw the seal be put on the tomb, right? And they went away. And then on the third day, they came back and they saw the tomb and the stone was rolled away and there was no body inside the tomb. And their initial response is despair again. They're saying, he's gone. What have they done with Jesus? But the angel stands there and says, why do you look for the living among the dead? The very thing that brought them to despair, the grave of Jesus, where they have buried his body, is now an empty tomb, is now no longer contains Jesus's body because Jesus has risen. The very thing that brought them despair is the very thing that showed them, that declared that Jesus was alive. And then in the final chapter of Luke, when Jesus appears to his disciples, is one of the most beautiful parts of scripture. He says, look at my hands, look at my feet, touch me and see. For a spirit doesn't have flesh and bones like I have. He shows them the nail marks in his hands and the nail marks in his feet. How many of you know that the nail marks in Jesus' hands brought his disciples to despair? While he was hanging on the cross, his disciples were filled with despair, looking at those nail marks in his hands, saying, Jesus is dying, Jesus is dead. There's no coming back from this. But the very thing that brought such despair upon the disciples was the very thing Jesus showed them to declare he was alive, to declare his goodness, to declare his kingship. Can I tell you today, it will not always be like this. The very thing that you are going through is the very thing Jesus will turn around for the good of those who love him. The very thing that is bringing you to despair today is the very thing that Jesus will turn into a mighty declaration in your life, a declaration of his provision, a declaration of his goodness, a declaration of his grace, a declaration of his love. So do not let the world bring you to despair. Do not let your current situation say that you will always be like this. The despair you feel today could be the very declaration of God's goodness in your life tomorrow. I love you guys so much. I hope this encouraged you today. I hope it made sense. And if it did and it encouraged you, I think it could encourage somebody else. So please like and share this video with somebody who really needs some encouragement today. Love you guys so much, and we'll see you again soon.